Hi, Dave Johnston here with Day Trade the Markets. We're looking at a 2-minute chart of the Nasdaq. It's a September contract. Today is Wednesday, August the 9th, 2017. And the time over here, this is my time, Pacific time, 11:55, so almost 12 noon, which means it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon EST, or Eastern time. So we've been filled long 8 contracts here. And just to give you a bit of a rundown, well, you can see what's been going on today. We opened here, a bit of a bounce, fairly strong sell-off with these magenta bars. Now, the magenta bars are the strongest of our selling bars. The blue bars are the strongest of our buying bars. So, oftentimes, where the buying starts in an aggressive manner or where the selling starts in an aggressive manner are focal points that we want to take a look at. So here we had very strong selling through here, and the top of it was, excuse me, right in this area here. It went up, down, and so forth, and then we took off again with a couple of blue bars here. So this is a likely support area here. Now we just came down and hit it and had a nice deceleration bar. And so I wanted to get long. I got long 4 and 4 actually. 4 when the this bar was taken out, this little guy here, and then 4 as soon as the high of this bar that came down and decelerated. You can see that triangle below got taken out. So our average price on this is 58.9375. So that's really the reason for the trade. I'm going to go ahead and put in a protective stop here below this last dip, below this right here. So the low of this bar right here is at 86.5, so I'll put it at 86, so we have a sell stop at 86. The other thing that I'm going to do is I will go ahead and put in a sell limit, and the question is where? Well, my first objective is up in this area in here where this wave of selling started. Now, it, obviously may or may not get up there, but I'm going to go ahead and put in an order in this area in here. Let's see. I usually like to go for 8 to 10 points in the Nasdaq. So from 94 roughly, which is where we are, up to, well, let's say about 02 or so. Well, if I do it right here at 175, that is an 8-point profit. So I'm going to try and sell limit half the position at plus 8 points. And it's up towards where this aggressive selling started, not all the way up to this area in here. So that's kind of the lay of the land at the moment, and we'll go ahead and pause the recording, and I'll pick it back up as the market dictates. Okay, just resuming the recording here. You can see that we just got filled on that previous bar, the green bar right here, and that was at our first objective. If you remember, our first objective was for 8 points. So we're long from 58.9375, and this one was at 59.0175 right here. So we got our 8 points on the first two contracts. I'm sorry, the first 4 contracts. Because we're long 8. You can see the time over here is now at 12:17. So we were into this trade roughly back in here. It was around, it was about 20 or so minutes ago. It was about 11:55 or so my time. So that's, yeah, it's about 20 minutes or so ago. So I'm going to go ahead and make an adjustment on this and bring it right up to break even. And I'm also going to change this, of course, just down to 4 contracts because we are now, as you can see here, we are now. You can see the 4 right there. So we're down to 4 contracts because we started with 8. So just wanted to bring you up to date on that. Go ahead and just move this stop up here to break even. Now the next objective I'm looking at is up in this area up in here. And so that was roughly at 92. So if we do another one to try and sell 2 of these contracts, a tick below 59.04, that should work out nicely. 59.04 plus 8 would bring us up to 50. 4 has beat at 12. So I'm going to go ahead and sell 2 at one tick below 12, which would be 11.75 right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. We'll put that marker right there. Got everything in place. I will pause the recording and get back to it as the market dictates. Okay, just resuming the recording here. It's around 12:30 my time, so I've been in the trade 35 or so minutes. You can see we've got this blue bar right here, and we're kind of staying a little stagnated inside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and move the stop up here to, I think, to 0.75. That locks in 7. I'll make another marker here, just copy this one and put it over here. I think actually I'm going to lower it just a little bit more to 9.75. So we've locked in 6. We have now locked in 6 points on that. So we made 8 on the first one right here, first objective here, and now we've locked in 6 points here. So just wanted to bring you up to date on that. Felt it was, because it was kind of stagnating here after we had the really good aggressive buying here, which was the green bar here and then the blue bar here. We've kind of stagnated inside of it, so there might be a bit of a dip, and so just want to adjust the stop for that reason. We still have our other objective up in here to sell 2 of the contracts. We do have 4 left, as you can see, and so we have our stop in here for 4 contracts right there. So just want to bring you up to date on that, and once again I will go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, just restarting the recording here again. Check on our time, 12:40. We just got filled just on this bar right here. So we hit our objective here, which was at 59.1175. So that's about 18 points on those other 2 contracts. So we're down to just 2 contracts now, as you can see right here as our entry price. So I'm going to make an adjustment here. Bring this down to just 2 contracts, and I'm also going to raise this stop up here a little bit more. We've got 35 minutes left in the trading session, so I'm going to raise that stop up to 59.0475. This was our stop marker here, so I'll put that marker there. So we've got the one marker here where we were entered. This is our first exit, and this was our second exit. Now we still have 2 contracts left. So first exit, sold half the position, which was 4 contracts, and up here we sold 1/4 of the position, which was for 2 contracts. So we have sold 2. We have sold 6 of the 8 contracts we started with, so we have 2 left. So I'm just gonna, who knows? Maybe we can get a late spike and it could really move up and make new highs for the day. If it does, we're on board. It'll be really nice profit on that. But in the meantime, we have locked in a nice profit here of another 11 points. So I just want to bring you up to date on that. And here's the time again, 12:42. So just a little over half an hour left in the trading session. So once again, I will pause the recording and pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, just resuming the recording again. You can see the time over here. It's 12:50, so you got about 25 minutes left in the session. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this stop here again. You can see that we've just formed, the market has just formed a nice green buying bar here, which is our second strongest aggression bar. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck a stop just in behind that, just a little bit below it at 59.1075, and I'll move the marker up there as well. There we go, at 15.1075. So that'll lock in, what, 10 and 7, 17 points on the final 2 contracts. We got 18 when we got out of this one over here on the previous exit for 2 contracts. So we are making a new high for the day. You can see this was the earlier high for the day here. Here's the day's action so far. So this was the earlier day's high over here. So, obviously we're coming up and giving that a good test, and just moving above it just for the moment. This is what I was talking about a moment ago, that maybe the market could finish off with a nice spike here today and actually make a new high. So it's doing that, and we've adjusted the stop. So just want to bring you up to date on that. and we're only going to hold this trade for another max 20 minutes or 15 minutes, well, maybe 20 minutes, and we'll see how it's going here. We're going to keep adjusting the stop, but we will exit this trade before 4:15 Eastern time, which is 1:15 on the clock you see over here, the U.S. official time over here. So that's it for now. I'll pause the recording and pick it up shortly. Okay, I'm just resuming the recording again. It's now just after 1 o'clock, so just after 4 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to go ahead and make another adjustment on the stop. You can see this last green bar that made a new high. It has its low up here at 1475. So I think I'm going to put this stop here at 1375. So it's up another 3 points for the final two contracts. So just wanted to bring you up to date on that, and we will be exiting this trade within 10 minutes. So once again, I'll just go ahead and put it on pause. Okay, just restarted the recording here. You can see that it's after 12 after, so 2.5 minutes left in the session. So I'm not going to stay in this trade much longer. As a matter of fact, I need to get out of this, pronto. So what I'm going to do is just raise this stop up here to 21.75. We're long from 93.75, and if that doesn't get hit in the next minute, I'll just go and place a market order. As a matter of fact, it's at 22.75 right now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to switch that stop to a limit. I'm going to put a limit in right there at 23.25, and it looks like we're just about to get hit. It just hit it. We didn't get filled. Just check the time again here. So less than 2 minutes to go in the session. So it's trading at 23 right now. If I lower this down to 22.75, there we go. Just got filled at 22.75. So I'm just going to go ahead and move that marker right up there at 22.75. We don't need that one anymore. So interesting trade in that to be able to get out of that last position at 22.75. We're long from 93.75. So it worked out to be a really nice trade. As you can see here, we exited the first four here at +8. Then the next here at, I think it was +18. So it was +8 and then +18. The +8 was for 4 contracts. The +8 was for 2. And we just got out of here at 22.75 from 90, what was it, 50, yeah, 58.93.75. So 93 to 23, that's 30. So about 30 points on that one for those two. So 2 on 30. So as you can tell, that trade worked out really well, because the 2 contracts there alone on those 30 points, that's 60 right there. Then we had another 2 at 18. So the 2 at 18, that's 36. And then we had 4 at 8, which is 32. So we actually ended up with 128 points on that trade. So it worked out pretty nicely. You can see the market's just going to close here in just a few seconds. So that was just as a very quick recap here, and going back and seeing what had happened earlier in the day. As a matter of fact, I could just kind of squeeze that. There we can see the whole day basically right there. There we go. What we were looking at here, and why this trade was, why I felt this was such a good entry, is that our strong selling here had been rejected. Series of magenta bars, that's our strongest selling. It worked its way above there, not super quickly, but it finally did accept price above it. Then we had a really nice streak right here of good buying. It came down here, tested towards the low, but then went up, made new highs. So we would expect this to act as support, which it did a little bit in here. But then we would expect this area in here to act as support, which it did down here. Actually ended up with some nice excess, and then we got in here. If you recall, I actually bought 4 and then 4 more for an average price right here at 93.75. So this is our first goal where that selling came in here. Our second goal was just up in here, up where this sort of interrange fractal had formed in this area. It was slightly above it, and then we were thinking about, maybe the market could have a nice spike, finish the day. It wasn't really a buying spike, obviously, but it did come up and make new highs, and we were able to get out of that trade a couple of minutes or so before the market closed. So I think it was a pretty straightforward trade. Nothing tricky on that one. Just following the auction where the aggressive market, where the aggressive participants came in, where the aggressive participants found support and found rejection. We were able to pinpoint those prices and then get into the trade, and then also use our software here, of course, to help us manage the trade. So, got any questions or comments? Just get a hold of us at info@daytradethemarkets.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.